Hi, welcome back. I'm Alicia Passanisi, and I'm going to attempt to do this part at least, by myself because my camera person is at school, which is great. Stay in school, learn lots of things. One of the things that we are going to do in some of our different crafts is to repurpose. There is reduce, reuse, recycle, and I really firmly believe that repurpose. It's not quite recycling. It's not melting down the aluminum to make more aluminum things. It's taking the foam packaging from your new TV or the kids' new toys, that firm foam, and putting it as your core of your sculptures, or forming it to be a prop for your cosplay. It's the repurposing. It not only keeps those things from ending up in a landfill, but it makes something beautiful from it and is quite a bit more cost effective when you don't have to buy the foam blocks that you can buy and then start from scratch. If you want to do that, that's fine. I was raised a lot more frugally than that. And my mom always said, if you don't have it, make it. Okay. So over the course of my years, I have learned to make whatever it is that I need for the most part. So, not really. So, with Easter coming up, we're going to do some cute little fun Easter things. Now, one of them does need a little more prep on my part because I haven't done this style of crafting in years. And everybody pray for my hands. We're going to do some little felt critters, little felt sculpts and stuff, because I at one point could make anything out of felt. I'm like, this is great, this is crazy what you can do with it, blah blah blah. Then fast forward 10 years and I see this video of this woman who made an entire bodega out of felt things. I was like, yes, that is my level of insanity right there. And I could have done that if I had focused and loved felt that much, but my obsession had become polymer clay, and that's what a lot of my stuff is. So where we will get to a couple more spring or Easter things, today we're going to focus on what my obsession is, polymer clay, and we're going to make some cute little animals. We're going to go over some of the basic how-tos. And that's what I feel like is missing in a lot of videos, are the basic how-tos. And if you get your fundamentals down, then you can expand on that. If you don't have your skills set, just like in sports, if you don't have your skill set, you can't progress. Make sense? Hope so. Okay, so our repurposing that we're going to do, we had got these from craft store, Michael's, I believe, many years ago, right after Christmas. So I actually have these in red, green, white, and then some with the white with the designs on them. I didn't bring the designs over here. They're still in my storage. We're right now. Oh Lord, I just see my background, so hang on a second. So we're going to use these. These are like crafts. These are like little mini muffin things, little ceramic, yep, mini loaf pans. That's the word. Words. Words are hard. Words are very hard, but it's okay. And one thing else that you're going to learn is that we all make mistakes. I have been sculpting with this particular clay since my youngest was born, like right after she was born. She was born in 2009. So quite a while. And for more than a decade, I sculpted more than 40 hours a week. That when you don't take care of yourself, you pay the price later. And the last few years, I've paid the price. So we're going to see how well these hold up. So we're going to take our crafts, and because I was looking around and I was like, okay, what do I have that I can repurpose to make something cute to show for Easter? Like, yeah, we're gonna make money. We're gonna make a little chick. We're gonna do that. I do not have prepped ahead of time because reasons. I don't even know why, but I just didn't. So we're gonna go on this journey together. Okay, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. But I want to use these because it's like, hey, I got a whole bunch of them. I haven't used them. Let's see. Now I picked the green ones and the white ones because I wasn't sure. I really wasn't sure which one I was going to use. If I wanted it the grass kind of thing, and that's with the green and all this. It's not really a spring green, but it could work. Or the white, and you want something a little more universal. Goes with everything kind of thing for springtime. With that. So we have this. So we want to keep that in mind because we want to keep in mind our size of whatever we're doing. Do I go overboard? Absolutely. Almost every single time. Does it matter? No, because we're going to learn to adjust and adapt and move forward because that's important. It's important in life. If we don't adapt, we don't evolve, and we die. Wow, that was very grim, but that's the truth. I mean, that's science. It's science. Anyway, all right, so let's begin. Now, like I said, we're going on this journey together, which means I don't have anything in mind. I've been racking my brain for the last couple of days and like, what am I going to do? So we're just going to jump in. All right. I did promise you guys in the introduction video that I would show you some of the tools as we do each project and everything like that. So like I had mentioned before, the craft mat, very, very important. I would say invest in a good one. This is a good one, and I don't think it was very expensive. I don't know. I meant to reach out to my friend who got this for me for Christmas because I could not find mine in the craft stores anymore. So she went on Amazon because that's where she lives, is on Amazon. You know the type. And got these. Now, you'll want to be careful when using polymer clay on what kind of plastics and stuff. It does tend to stick to silicone. Some people say, use your silicone mat. Don't do that. It'll cause you more headaches. It'll stick if you leave it there for more than a few minutes. I have them. I tried. Trust me. Okay. You've done this enough. Now, if you don't have your craft mat yet and you want to get started, something to protect your surface because you don't want the clay touching the finish on your tables or anything. It can react to certain things, certain finishes, certain plastics. It will actually melt certain plastics. Kind of interesting. I'm not a chemist, don't know why, but it's a polymer based clay, so I know there's something to do with that. So to protect it, you can always use a wax paper, but if you're doing that, don't leave your clay on your wax paper for extended periods of time. The wax paper will actually leach the moisture from your clay and it'll get all crumbly, and then you have to basically start over because your thing is just everywhere. Okay, so your craft mat. Okay, perfect. Rolling pin. You can get the rolling pins for polymer clay. And for some ungodly reason, I have no idea why, they're twice as much as the ones for fondant. So it's really up to you. I got this one. This one was like in the cake decorating, which you'll find a lot of like really cool stuff in the cake decorating section that they don't have in a clay section of a craft store, of a hobby store. But again, the plastic sculpting tools that are great for fondant can melt. I know, it's happened. I don't have them with me because I'd throw them all out. All right, but metal, wood, and the certain kind of rubber, drawing a complete blank. It's like a silicone rubber because it's not going to stay on there for extended periods of time. So you have your sculpting tools. If you don't have any sculpting tools, toothpicks can work, your straws, but whatever you use for clay, don't use for food. Okay, just saying. Some of your cutters, which like cookie cutters, the little shape cutters you can get. You definitely want, where did it go? Oh my gosh, it's right here. Okay. that's fun. A craft knife, which mine does not have a blade in it right now because I forgot that I took it out. Told you, we're going on this journey together. Okay. So you do want to make sure that your blades are sharp for clay, because you can tell when they're starting to get a little dull, even though it will still cut you. It's dull for clay when it starts to pull. And if that ever happens, you know it happens. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? Well, when you see it happen, you're like, oh, that's a thing. Okay. Craft knife. Very important. So your mat, a roller, your knife. Those are the three basically essentials to have before doing this. All the other things you can use some sort of substitute for. But I have, since I've been doing this for so long, I have accumulated a lot of stuff. I am boss level hoarder. Yes, ma'am. All right. Like, yeah, my little toolbox of my little tools and stuff. I have a toolbox over here with different shaped cutters. I have a toolbox over here with even more different shaped cutters. Just bought them over the years. When they go on sale or on clearance, and it's like, you know what, that would make a cute X, Y, or Z. Then I'll pick it up. Had a bit of an issue for a while. Okay, now there are sets. They have little smoother things. We can zoom in on that so you can see it. Different shapes. Those are always very, very helpful. Okay. I like to make sure that I have a pointy stabby thing. Okay, this pointy stabby thing, be careful because it's sharp and it'll stab you. And I have so many scars on my hands to prove it. That is important when doing our details, and we'll see that later, okay? And things to smooth things. All right. So, that was loud. That was super loud. I apologize. You can use stuff like skewers, or chopsticks. I'm trying to think of some of the things that I used back before. This tool here is my favorite, and if you can't tell, I cannot find this again. So if anyone comes across this kind of a tool with, like, it's got a flat side on one end and this rounded thing, I've used it so much, it's so smooth. And I have had to duct tape the middle because I accidentally broke it when I was like focusing really hard and it snapped right in my hand. But I need a new one at some point, but I hadn't been able to find them. So if you find them, you can see. You find them, please put something down in the comments. Let me know where to get it, and I really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. Okay. Now, some of our other things that might be useful depending on what we're making is craft wire, like the floral wire, wire cutters, something like that. Parchment paper, because it keeps your figure more mobile, so you can not have to like peel it up off of whatever, or because it'll stick. It won't get damaged by the craft mat, but it does tend to stick sometimes, especially if it's the temperature isn't to the clay's liking. Very temperamental. And I apologize, this video is going to be much longer, but we're going to get started with some skills, and I may break it up into a couple ones. So this one will do the little bunny, okay? And then in another one, we may do a little ducky or chick, some other little decorations, and then we'll have a video where we put it all together. Okay, so that's what so if I change, like, oh, you look different, that's why. It's just time, and time is not my friend. But anyway, so I have your little piece of parchment paper. You can just cut off the sides that you need. And then as we go through and need other tools, then I'll go over it again. I will try to remember to put everything down in the description, but I don't have a great memory, and some of these things are just second nature, and I don't know what else to say. Now, for cleaning, things like that, when we're making mess, baby wipes. Now, this is not a sponsored video, but I have tried just about every single kind of baby wipe out there for like wiping hands, wiping your surface, trying to keep one color from bleeding into another color. These Simply Clean are are the best. There used to be another brand that was better, and then they changed it because it worked, I guess. You know how that goes. And okay, so I guess we can get started. My surface is clean. I just cleaned it. Something I did do ahead of time as I was working on a cake topper. Trying to clear all of that out. I do have chaos going on my table, and I apologize if this is triggering. I get it. And again, I am sorry. Oh, one other very important machine that I will use. And you'll be like, wait, what is that? Again, if I don't explain anything, please let me know, and I will get back to you about what it is. This is a clay conditioning machine. It is, let me move that out of the way. It is not a pasta maker. Same concept, same design, but no. Because again, once you use for food, you can't, or once you use for clay, you can't use for food, okay? This, the brand that I like is Macon's. It's a little bit wider, but it's also coated. The rollers in it are coated, and it's the only one I've come across that has that. A little difficult to find. Now this thing here actually fit, you know, you can see this kind of crease here because that was the original shape, which it went to a narrower one that was a different brand. And I got this, and this has the little thingies on it for it to slide into, but it didn't have this kind of thing. I couldn't find this thing anywhere. So I went to a blacksmith friend and said, hey, can you flatten this and make me a bend here to go in there? And they did. And so that's what this is. So I guess custom made for me. I don't know, that's kind of bougie to say, but anyway. But these are adjustable. Just like, yes, I'm rolling my eyes, just like a pasta machine. Except this can get much thinner. Okay. All right. So that's our roll. It makes a more uniform, thinner roll, and you'll see that'll come in handy, but you can always do it by hand with your handy dandy little roller here. Now, the fondant ones do come with these little rubber band things so that you can kind of get a more uniform width to it. But I stopped using those bands a while ago, and I think I lost them. Okay,